So we see fear and nervousness, this type of behavior is passed along. That is that one bad apple. The guy who cannot control himself. Well, even if the other fellows can control themselves on the team, they start picking up on that vibe. They get nervous. Then next turns to fear. Now they're wringing their hands instead of loading their magazines. Well, there it is. Now they're thinking about, let's get out of here versus we need to finish this mission. Because something was passed along. This is why psychologically the enemy may or may not do things that bring about this nervousness and fear. Even if they cannot touch you with a bullet or bomb or any hand, they can put a suggestion into your mind that will allow this fear, just like that fruit, that bad apple that is now giving off that gas, that vibe. Well, this will kick in. You have to see it, monitor this, and realize how destructive to the self that it is, and particularly to groups, businesses, squads. Entire armies can pick up on this. It's demoralizing. But this is psychological, or is it spiritual? But it goes beyond the physical. The speed that it can spread through a group is just amazing. As we're speaking about this now, you may even have some thoughts in your mind when you have seen something like this in action. Medical people see it, as I said, through cases and veterinary cases of anthrax, other things that passed along quickly. But this is a known science. This is a bacteria, a bug of some kind. What we're speaking about is a disease of the mind, the heart, the spirit that brings people into this. And again, not looking at it as how it can damage us and be used against us. I think we already know about that. What I would like you to consider is, how can things that can be passed along be turned into your advantage? Set the stage that will create that in those that you wish to create it in, perhaps like an enemy group or an opposing business or something like this. How can you make them doubt their own product? Well, by passing things along through subliminal suggestions, through subliminal signals of the voice, the intent. And this is a high art. Now, we know that subliminal messages, there's been many books written about this, subliminal messages do occur. There are things like hypnotic writing, where things can be passed along. And if you start looking and become skilled at this, you will find that from the things you trust, the grocery stores you go to, the music you listen to, straight up, dude, you being manipulated. You say, no, I'm free, I can do. No, because we're living in a sea of things that can be passed along. Right now it's COVID, right? Everybody's like, I don't want to be sick and all that. Yeah, well, that's passed along. But it was all right when you were smoking a joint with all those hippies back in the day and hepatitis and all that bullshit. Nobody gave a shit, did you? Just went ahead and smoked one. But now this passed along and you're aware of it. Oh, shit. All your relatives yammering about it in your ear. Yeah, that's passed along. These fucking monsters have really done their job good, eh? They understood how to pass things along, and they fucking did. And now half the world is insane because of it. And its idea's always been out there, you know. The witch trials, they said it was ergot. The wheat, you know, the wheat was poisoned and went rotten. Ooh, things that could be passed along. You mean the gas from other bad wheat? Yeah, it got wet, and then it made all the other wheat, which created LSD. And when all them pilgrims were eating it and stuff, they all started seeing witches and having experiences. Shit that can be passed along. And pretty soon it went like wildfire through the colonies, and they were just burning innocent women for no reason because, well, that's what they were doing. That's why it's called mob rule. Things that can be passed along. Mass media, mob rule. We don't give a fuck what's right or wrong. The only thing we give a fuck about is what we want. And we're going to hang this motherfucker. Mob rule. Was he guilty? Doesn't matter. We want to hang somebody. These things are passed along.